112. Yeah. Let's play a bit slow. 105. Hard work it is.
I'm duty bound to say that this is my favourite brand of guitar because I have a good relationship with this company. They make really nice guitars to a very high standard, and because I've worked with the guys for a number of years now, we've actually managed to discuss what I think my dream guitar would be. And for any given piece of music that you're going to play, there's a different guitar which is ideal for it. I still have a soft spot for old Strat style guitars or an old 335 or something like that. But as far as an attempt to roll elements of every sound I could need into one instrument, I can't see it getting a great deal better than this. But that's just for me. That doesn't mean it's the right guitar for you. As for Steinbergers, yes, I've tried them. I very much admire the fact that they will fit in the overhead compartment on an aeroplane. I find it disconcerting that there's no guitar there, it's just a cricket bat. It feels odd to me. And for overdriven stuff, just to my taste, they're quite sterile, but deliberately so. I like to hear a bit of tree, normally. Where the Steinberger does come into its own, and I know this from using one on an Asia album a few years ago, for the really ultra clean, glassy, like try as I might, this guitar will always sound too woody. To get that sort of glassy, shimmering, sparkly sound that sometimes sits really well with keyboard patches and stuff like that. So for me, that's the Steinberger's selling point. They almost sound like nothing, but that can be a good thing. There's no character in the guitar at all. Am I damning the Steinberger with faint praise? I don't know. I like them for what they do, but what they do is a thing that I seldom need. I can't really tell you how to sound like Robin Ford. I've been lucky enough to jam with Robin Ford.
Okay, one time. it's a workout.
It was a religious experience for me. It was me, there was Robin, there was Greg Koch, all lined up on the stage, and there's Robin with some weird-looking Les Paul copy, like weird-looking Les stage, and there's Rob. It was me, there was Robin, there was Greg Koch, all lined up on the stage, and there's Robin with some weird-looking Les Paul copy. It was me, there was Robin, there was Greg Koch, all lined up on the stage, and there's a jam with Robin Ford, which was a religious experience for me. It was me, there was Robin, there was Greg Koch, all lined up on the stage, and there's Robin with some weird-looking Les Paul copy that I'd never seen before, plugged straight into a Fender Twin, and you might reasonably expect that to sound different from what you hear on stage. And there's Robin with some weird-looking Les Paul copy that I'd never seen before, plugged straight into a Fender Twin, and you might reasonably expect that to sound different from what you hear on Talk to Your Daughter with the Dumble amp and all this stuff, but still I was blown away by how he sounded exactly like Robin Ford, even with the wrong gear. So it's just in the way he hits the strings. What you're hearing is Robin's personality rather than any specific technique or any piece of gear. I mean, traditionally people will tell you if you want that sound, it's a similar approach to the Clapton 60s thing, I guess, where you want some overdrive.
Right. Let's do 110 again. Let's do 100 for a little while, a bit more modest tempo. One day you'll escape to a horrible death in a cold forest just to catch a fly. So back to 100 and then break. One more repetition. Let's do it with treble mic. Next, let's do 105.
And you maybe bridge pick up, but then roll the tone down. So if you roll it down too much, you can lose definition in the higher notes. It gets a little bit sweet child of mine, but there's somewhere in the lower range of that tone. Where it's almost more sax-like rather than having too much treble. That ain't Robin. But then you listen to Robin and sometimes it's a telly going into a clean amp and it still sounds like him. It can't do you any harm just to try experimenting with different ways of hitting the string and working on your vibrato and stuff like that. And without wishing to burst any bubbles, you will never ever sound exactly like Robin Ford. None of us will. But you'll learn stuff about technique in general and how to play a note most effectively. Stuff that will help you when you're trying to work out what you sound like and what your unique style is. Hope that helps. That's about as helpful as I can be. Tough question.
Okay, on the next part.